Hello Vlogalogue, how you guys doing? We've had a couple of interesting weeks here on this channel. We talked about base income and we kind of transitioned into talking about the future of education, which really kind of split the channel right down the middle. We had Kevin and I who were kind of like, we don't really necessarily think that the free education system is the best system. And we had Luke and Niall who kind of came to the conclusion that, you know what, actually we really should have education be free. As I go ahead and wrap up this week, I want to make it a little bit clearer what I was trying to say in my first video, because I don't think my point was made precisely clear, and I think I refined it throughout the comments and watching other people's videos. It's not that I don't think education is a good idea, it's just that I have a hard time putting the millions, potentially billions of dollars to fund the education system when the money could be used to put people in homes and feed them and not have them on our streets. So I'd rather put that money towards a base income system, bring the whole level up, and you'll introduce a whole bunch of new people who were in such a poor position that they wouldn't be able to afford to go to a community college. You'd now be giving them basically a scholarship because they could take their base income money and just use it to pay for school. I think that's a much better idea than just saying everyone can go to school. And I don't think I made a good job of making that point. And as the person who wraps up the weeks and can start new ones, I get to have two says on things. So, I bet you're jealous now, Kevin. Okay, so you're probably not. Anyway, we've had a bit of an intellectually stimulating couple of weeks. We try to be intellectually stimulating on Vlogalogue, but I think we've been a little too heavy recently. I thought those topics flowed well together, but they're very heavy topics. So let's try to lighten the mood a bit and talk about the saddest news of the day. Leonard Nimoy has died, and Leonard Nimoy was one of my heroes. He was more of a hero in late high school, and more recently. He of course played the character of Spock on Star Trek, the original series, and a cameo in The Next Generation, if you didn't know. But yeah, he was a bit of a hero of mine, and an inspiration to many. So I had another topic planned for today, but when I heard of Mr. Nimoy's passing, it became abundantly clear that we should talk about who inspires us and who drives us to move forward, because Mr. Nimoy was a huge inspiration to a lot of people who now work at NASA and work in science and make all sorts of cool things come, and they make the future come. So although I didn't get into Star Trek earlier enough in my life for Mr. Nimoy to be an inspiration to me, I know he was a big inspiration to my father, and, you know, going down the line was an inspiration to me because my father, not Kevin unfortunately, but my actual father, was an electrical engineer and is now a physics professor, and so we always kind of had physics textbooks kicking around that I'd thumb through and see all the cool stuff. And, you know, I think it helped shape the direction that I decided I wanted my life to go into. And not necessarily computers just came naturally as time went on, but we always had the latest gadgets and toys in my house because, you know, it was like what my father liked. I think he liked it because he grew up, you know, with Star Trek, and I know Mr. Nimoy was a big person to him. He had an inflatable Enterprise in his office, and you know, so indirectly he was a bit of an inspiration to me, but I would say more of my father in that case. Another one, and a big one in high school, was Carl Sagan. And I'm sure a lot of you know Carl. Well, no, don't know him, but know of Carl. He's a big hero to a large number of people. Neil deGrasse Tyson and Hank Green, and people I'm sure you've all heard of, and who are still, thankfully, with us today. And he just had such a way of looking at the world and just phrasing and contextualizing everything that really just makes everything beautiful. The minute detail of the universe is just elegant and simple, and it's not, but just the way there's a romance to Carl Sagan's thinking that I just adore. And he was an optimist for most definitions of the word, and he was someone who believed that we should have peace, and he protested the Vietnam War in his era, and he was a huge inspiration to me in middle and high school. And before middle and high school, we had Bill Nye. Now, if you don't know who Bill Nye is, you probably do, but Bill Nye I used to when I would come home from school, I'd have tapes of Bill Nye the Science Guy. And I'm convinced I wouldn't be anywhere near the path I'm on right now if it weren't for that show back then. Him and Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. I'd come home and I'd watch the Magic School Bus and Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I was ready to take on the universe. And yeah, those were good times with those people. So my father, Bill Nye, Miss Frizzle, Carl Sagan are people who have pretty much shaped my life and have served as inspirations for what I want to be and how I want to be it and all that fun stuff. So I look forward to your answers, guys. I think this is a much more uplifting and interesting type topic than talking about the future of education, which can get very heavy. But I think we did a good job with it. I think we got a very differing set of views, if not, you know, all of them, which we can't have had all the views. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I look forward to your answers, and everyone in the comments, we look forward to your answers as well. And just to point out, if you check in the doobly-doo, there is a link to a blog that one of the frequent watchers and frequent commenters of Vlogalogue has actually started. His name is Nargarath or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm terrible with English, so if I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. But it's in the description. You should go check it out. And until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye!